my top tips for postpartum weight loss would have to be get enough sleep, which is incredibly hard, especially if you're breastfeeding and have a newborn, as well as single parent. You know, being a single parent is very rough, whether you're a guy or girl, breastfeeding or not, especially if you're a first-time parent, multiple children. It's just incredibly difficult. You're sleep deprived. Definitely try to get someone to help you, family, friend, neighbor, even if it's once a week. See if somebody can stay over to, sleep over once a week, so that way you can get some rest, rejuvenate, feel like a human, shower. Unfortunately for me, I don't have that option. Most of my family is actually currently about 3 hours away. What I've done was try to sleep and take a nap when she is sleeping. I am very thankful and grateful and blessed to have a baby that loves to nap, is always happy. She's rarely fussy, and sleep was the utmost important, and just getting down a pattern of sleep. That is my number one tip. Number two is when you have those people that come over, even if it's just for 3 hours. Her dad lives 45 minutes away, so I've asked him multiple times, hey, can you just come over and watch her for a good couple hours while I take a nap, make some food, meal prep, so that way I'm not utilizing that time when I'm supposed to be sleeping. My next big tip would have to be get your hormones under control. It is so hard to birth a baby, to be sleep deprived. Your hormones are up and down for the next couple of months, but try your hardest. And how I've been doing that is really staying in tune with what I'm eating, how often I'm eating, the foods that I'm eating. When you're pregnant, you discover these foods that you may not get along with. You may be craving certain foods because you're lacking something in your diet. If you're like extremely exhausted and have no time to eat, you need to start meal prepping. You need to really hone in, because that's going to help your hormones in the long run. It is becoming a lot easier now that she is 5 months. I can put her in a bouncer or exerciser. I can put her in a swing. But when they become more mobile, it becomes increasingly more difficult. There's always ebbs and flows, always ups and downs. And I want to reassure you, take those little bits of time. If you can't nap, make sure that your meals are prepped. If she goes to daycare or they go to daycare, make sure everything is prepped and ready to go when they are taking a nap, so that way you're not rushing at the end of the day, or when you need to be sleeping at 8, 9 o'clock, you're not hurrying up and doing these other things. Try to find those little pockets of time to really get yourself in the flow of things and just stay consistent. That'll help balance out your hormones. When I was postpartum, in the beginning, I was freaking out because I gained so much weight, but I was like, you know what, it'll naturally come off. I just need to stay slow and consistent and not stress out. It's okay to reach out to your OB, your doctor, and let them know, like, hey, I need a little more help here. I may need to go on, a prescription medication to really help even things out a little bit more with my hormones. My little one is currently 5 months, and I continue to reach out to them. Even though she's 5 months, I'm still postpartum. Huge tip I would highly recommend is, if it's a good weather situation outside, go for a walk, take the bub, take your baby, take your little one, take your kids. If you have more than one child, if you have 3 kids, 4 kids, say, hey, we are now starting to go on walks. This is what's going on. If the weather is nice, take advantage of it. You're going to get your kids out there. They're going to get some healthy exercise. They're going to spend time with you, which is really important. They're going to enjoy their time just being out with you in particular. Your little one's going to end up passing out, sleeping. You're going to be in a Zen mode because you're getting your vitamin D. The kids are getting their vitamins, from the sun. Or emotions, everything. Life will be a little bit better trying to even those out. If you're struggling with other things, try to come up with those backup plans to your plans. Think of creative ideas to, help ease your stresses, so that way we're not going hungry. We're not becoming unhealthy. It's setting yourself up for success, investing in those things. I would highly recommend looking on Marketplace in your area, or even if you're able to drive, look for a pressure cooker, look for a water bath canner, garden. I have nowhere to garden here. Milk jugs, gallons, you know, and then put dirt in that. I was able to grow tomatoes. I definitely am a fan of herbs and spices, so I grew big batches of things that will come back in next year. One of my goals is to eventually move into a bigger place. With the housing market right now, it is so difficult. This is only a 1-bedroom, so that is a stressor of mine. Eventually, she's gonna have to need her own room. And so there's lots of different things that I'm thinking about that I do have in the back of my mind, but I write that down on a list, on a notebook, so that way I can go through, okay, I need to figure out how I'm gonna save up enough money for a new place. For potentially a house in the future, how I'm going to pay off my debt, my student loan debt, all that stuff, so that way I can set my daughter up for success. How am I going to save money for her future on one income? You know, write all these things down to get it off your mind so you're not stressing out about things. And then you can look back and see, okay, I need to write this down. Like, do I need to get a second job? Currently, I have two jobs. I'm working on YouTube as well. This is not something I am generating income from, maybe in the future. I'm not relying on that right now. I just want to help others in the same position as me. And then when you think of ideas, let's say you're stressing about money. How can I make extra money? How can I fit that in my schedule? If your home state has like a remote position and you can't afford daycare, can you keep your baby home while you're working remote? You're saving gas, saving money on daycare, lots of other things. So make sure you're setting yourself up for success, writing things down, setting up a schedule, meal prepping, sleep. All these things are going to help you postpartum, so that way you're not constantly in your head and stressing yourself out. A stress hormone called cortisol will help you retain your fat. We don't want to do that. So get all these emotions, get all these little details written down, come up with a schedule. Even if you write on your book, meal plan, sleep, what time you're going to sleep, how you're going to go to sleep, like when you're going to start to put her down for bed, you know, what's going to help. Write those things down so that we remember and don't have to keep it up here. When you're postpartum, you forget everything. So writing things down is crucial. But that is it for me today. I hope to see you guys soon. Please like and subscribe. That only helps me help you. And I will see you guys on the next one soon.